Now paging Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Phaedra. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I'm here to discuss a couple of things. From Porsha Williams admitting that Kenya Moore hurt her feelings at a reunion years ago, Bad Bunny being seen kissing Kendall Jenner, Tyga being seen kissing Avril and her fiance didn't know, Phaedra Parks making her grand return to Bravo to the Real Housewives of Just Kidding. She's going to be joining the next season of Married to Medicine. And of course, we need to discuss Nick Cannon and his new show, Who's Having My Baby? But anyways, let's begin. So let's start off with the breaking news that Phaedra Parks, who used to be on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, is now allegedly joining Bravo's other hit show called Married to Medicine for season 10. I heard all of this information on Carlos King and his podcast. He broke it down step by step. Carlos King, he used to be a producer for Bravo and I believe The Real Housewives of New Jersey and Atlanta in its earlier seasons. And when I first heard all of this information, I kept thinking, wait a minute, I thought that Bravo as a network overall, they didn't want anything to do with Phaedra anymore after the whole fiasco between her and Kandi on season 9 at the reunion. Come to find out that, Phaedra allegedly was putting out all these false accusations on Kandi and her image. And it wasn't like little baby accusations. It was like severe accusations. So I thought they were completely done with her. Until they showed us the trailer to the first season of The Real Housewives of Dubai. At the very end of the trailer, we see a little cameo appearance from Phaedra. Now, when I first saw it, I had two things to ask. One, Phaedra, what the hell are you doing in Dubai? And two, Bravo, is this your way of slowly sneaking Phaedra back onto the network without anybody noticing? Because we noticed. And I believe when she did, I saw the whole season, I saw her episode on that show, she was still hilarious and she still had her it factor. So strike two was when they casted her for the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip spinoff, season 2, Ex-Wives Club. That's when I was like, oh yeah, Bravo is definitely trying to ease Phaedra back onto the network. At this point, they weren't even trying to ease her back in, they kind of just pushed her in. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know how she did on that show because I didn't watch it. The cast kind of looked boring to me. But apparently she was good enough because they invited her back for the same spinoff for season 4. And they just finished filming that season recently. So obviously, the demand for Phaedra was there. I just wonder if Bravo ever asked Phaedra like, hey, would you want to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? But that means if she was to come back, Kandi, she would have to exit because I'm pretty sure that Kandi wouldn't want to film with Phaedra or be around her. So regardless, Phaedra has managed to sneak her way back onto Bravo and onto a Bravo check. But with Phaedra being in such high demand, what does that mean? Somebody needs to pay up. So of course, Bravo, they had to do budget cuts. So Anila, who I believe she's not really a long-term cast member on Married to Medicine. I think she's like still fairly new, right? And Dr. Contessa, she has been on the show for quite some time, but both of them, they had to say adios. Even though Dr. Contessa allegedly, she quit on her own. She didn't want to be a part of the show anymore. She wanted to do different things. She felt like the show was, kind of tainting her image. Anila, there's no excuse. She got fired. And I don't watch the show and I regret so much not ever keeping up with the show. I never watched it. I remember on the very first season, I believe, I remember Toya and Mariah going at it near the pool. And all I remember from the show is, oh no, pop with the purse. And then both of them almost falling into the pool. I remember watching that scene when it first premiered. I'm like, what is going on? But I never kept up with the show and I just truly regret it. That's why I don't review it because the cast, they have so much history. It's been 10 seasons and I can't keep up with it even now. If I was to watch the first season, there has been so much stuff that goes on outside of the show that I wouldn't be able to put my input on it. But I will say that Married to Medicine has the best theme song to any show on Bravo, or at least the earlier theme songs, because it was so catchy. When I first heard it, it was now paging Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, Mariah. Like it made me feel like a go-go dancer. Like now paging Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie. I felt like I was dancing for some money. But now that Phaedra's involved, how will the intro work? Now paging Dr. Phaedra. And I know that they don't hold peaches, diamonds, champagne flutes in their intros, but I feel like for season 10 and moving forward, maybe the cast of Married to Medicine should be able to hold something in their intro. I mean, can you imagine them holding their stethoscopes or emergency aid kit or even an injection needle? Like, I'm here for it. The possibilities are endless. But then that brings me to my next question with Phaedra. The show is called Married to Medicine, and last time I checked, Phaedra is not a doctor, nor is she married to one, so which one is it? Come to find out, it's because Phaedra is dating a doctor, and I'm like, but the show is called Married to Medicine, not Dating to Medicine, not We're Still Getting to Know Each Other of Medicine, not Oh, we just got each other's numbers last week of medicine. It's called Married to Medicine for a reason, Phaedra. Like, if you want to date a doctor, okay, that's cool. But wait until Bravo comes out with a spinoff called Dating to Medicine, and then you could be on that. But okay, and then even then, what's the rules and stipulations of a relationship? Like, if she just met him like 24 hours ago, does that still count as dating to medicine? Like, because if that's the case, then I'll go find a doctor right now so I could be on the show next season. But apparently Phaedra, she's being brought onto the show by Quad, who's another cast member on the show. But here's where it gets sticky. So Quad, apparently, again, I don't know the history, so I had to do my little research. Quad, she used to date a doctor, I believe his name was Dr. G. Dr. G, he's not on the show anymore, they're not together. But Dr. G, he has gotten married to another person. That woman is being casted for next season. And I'm like, wow, Bravo, finally you're catching on to my ideas, because I've been saying that they need to cast Juan's mistress over on the Real Housewives of Potomac for next season and bring her on to talk to Robin, but you know, at least somebody got it right. Now, what do you think, though? Do you think that the situation between her, Kandi, and Porsha from years ago should just kind of be forgiven and swept underneath the rug? Because it seems that Bravo has forgiven her at this point, because they put her on so many shows and on their network, and now they're going to put her on another hit show on Bravo, Married to Medicine. So it seems that, like, you know, back then they were like, oh yeah, we're going to punish Phaedra by kicking her off the show. But it's been some time, so now we forgive her, so we're going to give her another shot. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's justified? Even though they're not the one that should be, you know, asking Phaedra for any type of apology, because technically it's between her and Kandi. So, but I do like the idea, though, of housewives from any city, technically, going from one show to a different show on the same network, because we've never really seen it until Taylor Armstrong from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She recently switched over to the Real Housewives of Orange County, and that was like the first, I think, in history. So now I believe Phaedra is the second one. She's moving from Atlanta to Married to Medicine. I like that. I would like to see more of housewives swapping shows. Like, can you imagine Kyle Richards in Beverly Hills? She's going at it with Sutton. Next thing you know, she starts crying. She runs to the producer like, Andy, please take me off the show for like 2 episodes and put me on the Shaw's of Sunset. Or like Vanderpump Rules. But then again, no, because Lisa Vanderpump is on there and that's not going to be good. But put me on Below Deck for like a season or 2. I need a break. Or Marlo and Kenya, they're going at it next season. Next thing you know, Marlo, she's crying. She's running to the producer like, I can't take it anymore. Can you put me on the Real Housewives of Miami for 2 episodes? I would like to see more of the combination, but what do you all think about Phaedra coming back to Bravo? Next, we have rapper Tyga, who is now in a relationship, allegedly, with rock star Avril Lavigne. And you may be thinking like, okay, so what? It happens between people. What about it? But the plot twist is that Avril Lavigne, she was just engaged a month ago. She had a whole fiance. His name was Monson. Monson, he proposed to Avril Lavigne a year ago in Paris. And what is Avril Lavigne doing a year later in Paris? She's with some other man. She's with Tyga, and Monson is allegedly heartbroken seeing all the pictures and videos of Tyga and Avril kissing in Paris, walking in Paris. They're both walking over there as if they're filming the next Matrix movie. So it might just be that Monson. They might just be co-stars, and maybe this kiss is part of their movie that they're filming or something. You never know. But I guess we'll really never really know just yet what happened between both of them, because apparently, allegedly, the split between Avril and Monson was not mutual. Avril, she told him, it's complicated, so bye. And she left him, and he was just kind of caught off guard like, wait, what do you mean? So, and honestly, truly, you know, I've always said it, never let your relationship or your marriage stop you from finding the true love of your life. Now, do I think what they have going on is something serious? No, I feel like it's just a little fling, just something to have fun with, to take up time until springtime kicks in. Because, you know, as soon as the weather gets nice outside, then everybody wants to be single. So I feel like, you know, just let's give it a couple of weeks, maybe a month or 2, and we'll see then. But there was a TikToker, I wish I could remember her name. There was a TikToker who broke down their entire relationship, and basically they're both connected through other people, and it's very creepy how, their circle is so big yet so small, because apparently Tyga, he's connected to Black China. Black China is connected to Rob Kardashian, and then, all the Kardashians, Avril, she's connected to so-and-so, to Brody Jenner, I believe, that's her ex, and it's just a huge web. Like, it's a huge web, and it all goes back in full circle to her ex-fiance. So it's kind of like, what's going on here, but the messy part of me really wants to see Black China do a remix of Avril Lavigne's hit song, Girlfriend, and put her own spin on it. Like, her lyrics could be, hey, you, I don't like your boyfriend, no way, I think you need a new one. Can you imagine her dissing Tyga? I mean, I'm pretty sure that she's over that whole situation. Do you think that what they have going on between each other is anything serious, or is it gonna be done in a couple of weeks or months? Let me know. The next story hits a little too close to home for me, so I apologize if I get a little emotional in advance. But, okay. Oh my God, I told myself I wouldn't do this on camera ever, but, the Latin singer, Bad Bunny, he was spotted kissing. He was spotted in LA kissing. Can I get a tissue? Yeah, thank you, Candace. He was spotted kissing Kendall Jenner. I know. I said I wasn't gonna go back to him, but here we are. But when I saw those pictures, alleged pictures of Bad Bunny kissing Kendall Jenner after their sushi date, I was so shocked. I'm like, really, Bad Bunny? Really? And this is not to be shady towards Kendall or the Kardashians, but really? Like, seriously, Bad Bunny? I'm right here, yet you chose Kendall. Allegedly, they were spotted out on a date, on a sushi date at that. I don't even like sushi, and I would have tried it out for you. Actually, no, I wouldn't. So I guess you got the right one when it comes to her. But, they were spotted out on a sushi date, taking things slow, whatever. And, hanging out. And then as they were getting in the car, they kissed. Now, at first, when the pictures were going online, I was like, maybe it's not Bad Bunny. Maybe it's not even Kendall. Maybe it's just, these crazy fans. They Photoshop pictures, but I'm sorry. But no, it's him. It's Bad Bunny and Kendall. And, Bad Bunny, now I see why they call you Bad Bunny. They should call you Terrible Bunny at this point. That is just, it was so shocking to me. Like, I didn't see this coming. And apparently they met each other, before, months ago or whatever at a club. And she thought he was charming and stuff. I bet you did. But today is his birthday too, and I am not wishing him a happy birthday. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Nope. Happy birthday, Bad Bunny. I love you. It's just a shame that he's another one who fell for the Kardashian curse. Like, what do Bad Bunny and Kendall even talk about? I could picture him trying to sing to her like, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. MVP, MVP, ay. And Kendall is just looking at him like... just dancing completely off beat. But you know what, Bad Bunny? If you want your Kardashians, go ahead, go to Kendall, go to Kylie, go to Chris's house. Go over there and be awesome with her. Soak up each other's awesomeness. I don't care. Then we have Porsha Williams. She used to be on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was on The Breakfast Club, a radio station. She was talking to the two hosts, DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. DJ Envy, he was asking Porsha, so Porsha, have you ever had anything, said to you that hurt your feelings or that stuck? Porsha, she took a minute to think about it, and she was just like, well, you know what? We were at a reunion one time, and me and Kenya Moore had this long rivalry between each other, and she said this one thing to me that really stuck with me for all these years, because my sister would say it to me, and she basically said, oh, shut up. You don't know what you're saying unless you have a
unless you have an eggplant in your mouth, and that has always stuck with me.
And I'm like, wow, you know, the new Porsha admitted that Kenya got underneath her skin. The old Porsha would never, ever, ever, especially on camera, admit that Kenya got underneath her skin. Because, you know, we all saw that they always went back and forth. And Kenya, you know, being my favorite housewife out of all the housewives, this doesn't surprise me, honestly, because Kenya, she's good with her words. When you're coming at her, when she's coming at you, she knows how to defend herself. And Porsha. And then when I saw the clip of what specific reunion she was talking about, it was season 8. The bigger question I had was, why is Peter Centerpiece Thomas sitting right next to Kenya, who had the first chair, and Cynthia is sitting right next to him? Like, why is he that close to the host, which was Andy? Shouldn't he be sitting right behind the couch with the men? Like, I need to revisit that whole reunion, but she also went on to say,
there was a time that we were all getting ready to film something and I had to get ready. And Kenya told me, I'm not sure why looking like that, it should take you so long to get ready in the first place.
And I'm like, damn, Kenya. You know, I forgot how deep Kenya and Porsha's hate towards each other went, like all the way back to when they first started on season 5. I mean, it's good to know that now Porsha, she's laughing it off like, yeah, she hurt me. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure that, you know, if Kenya was to come at her now, would she get her feelings hurt? Probably. But you know Kenya is at more manner right now with baby Brooklyn. She's probably watching this interview like, yep, exactly. I knew I won this war between me and Porsha. You know, she may have pulled my hair and dragged me down on the season 6 reunion, but, you know, I got the better of her. The last story is about Nick Cannon and his new show, Who's Having My Baby, where the whole premise of the show is a bunch of contestants come in to compete with each other to see who's gonna have Nick Cannon's next baby. Now, at first, when I first saw the promo to the show, I'm like, he's not serious with it, right? But then again, part of me felt, yeah, he's serious about it because he's on his 12th or 13th child now already? He just had like 2 or 3 recently or something like that. And I'm like, where do they even get the contestants from this show? Let's start there. Like, what does the application look like for this show? But then if you do your research a little bit deeper, come to find out that it was just a little promo skit for his actual new show that he's going to be producing with Kevin Hart. I believe he's going to be the host with him. It's called Celebrity Prank Wars. It's basically like an updated version of MTV's Punk'd from the earlier 2000s. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you wanted to get the attention from the audience, you got it. And even though he was just joking about the whole idea to get attention on his new show, I feel like Nick Cannon, deep down inside, is looking at this idea like, you know what, this could be a hit. I have something here, so I'm gonna save this in the back of my head for the future. And I just know that Mariah Carey, as soon as she saw this commercial, she just shook her head like, anyways. But would you all have watched Nick Cannon's new show, Are You Having My Baby, or even applied to be a contestant at that? Like, just a mess. But, you know, that's it for now. Let me know what you all thought about every single story that I talked about in this video. And let me know your opinions on everything, on every subject, down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.